What is poppin'? And today we are talking about numbing creams. Clients, should you use them? Artists, should you get the face on when clients are using them? Let us discuss. If you have been living under a rock, for you guys, what are numbing creams? Well, numbing creams come in the form of, you guessed it, a cream. Some brands that you can get is TKTX, Emler, and Tattoo Numb. And then what you've got is tattoo numbing sprays. Now the most popular spray that people generally know is Bactine. So the creams, what do they do? Well, the creams are generally something called a nerve deadener. What they do is they deaden those nerves, those receptors from traveling that signal from that area to your brain in layman's terms. I'm sure there's some scientific jargon of how it works, but we're not here for that. Plus, it took me a whole shit ton of research and a big ass video to explain it all, and I'm not into it. But what I can tell you is that these creams are all based around an ingredient called lidocaine. Now the sprays, they also contain lidocaine. Now what you've got is something called a vasoconstrictor. Now a vasoconstrictor constricts all the blood vessels, yada yada yada. If you want to find out like fully, go Google it. But you've got something called a vasoconstrictor, which is in spray form that we use, and it's called vasocaine. Now vasocaine is quite possibly the heroin of numbing agents. This stuff is Okay, so I do have to admit that this sounds like it's gonna make you high or something. It is not. It's nothing like that. But when you have been in severe pain for a good amount of hours and you have vasocaine sprayed on you, oh my god, the relief. It is the relief that is like heroin, guys. Just the relief. It is golden. Back to the video. If you've not had vasocaine for a tattoo before, you are in for a treat. Tattoo artists, you are not in for so much of a treat. But clients, if you have vasocaine and you want to use vasocaine, you're in for a good time. You are in for a good time. It is basically everything turned up on the dial to 10. It has more lidocaine in it, but it also contains an ingredient called epinephrine. That is why it's called a vasoconstrictor. So why would you use a numbing cream? Well, clients, if you have any pre-existing injuries, you may want to use numbing cream because the pain of a tattoo is going to add to that pre-existing injury. If you suffer with depression, anxiety, all those disorders that makes you generally feel down or a bit crap, you may also want to use numbing cream, because why would you want, again, the pain adding to that? Then you could also use it for just lack of sleep. If you are genuinely feeling tired, you've got insomnia, maybe also, you know what, you've just got a low tolerance to pain, why not use numbing cream? Of course, use numbing cream. Whatever you can do to get through the process of the tattoo easier for you, if you are having those rougher areas done, which would be your ribs, back of knees, necks, all those tickly spots, they hurt a lot. Please be aware though, clients, if you are going to start using numbing cream, that you check the ingredients and you check that you are not gonna have an adverse reaction to applying that numbing cream. Now, artists, I'm speaking to you. Stop getting the face on if your client comes in with numbing cream on.
Emotional damage.
Your job as a tattooist isn't just to provide the best possible art, but it is also to put your customer into an environment where they are comfortable. If your client feels like they need numbing cream to get through, yes, of course I get it that it is not ideal with the effects that it has on skin, and yes, in some cases it can make your job a little bit more difficult, but again, the client comes first, and you are a professional, so deal with it in the nicest possible way. The biggest thing of all, back to clients, if you are wanting to use it, be warned that as soon as that numbing cream wears off, you are in for a rough time, because numbing creams don't last the entire session. They can last the entire session, but depending on how that artist that you're getting tattooed by works, it may not last all session. If they're constantly using green soap and wiping that shit off, wow, you are gonna feel it. You are really gonna feel it as soon as that numbing cream wears off. Personally, I think it is more of a mindset than anything else. You have, got yourself psyched up for a tattoo of feeling absolutely nothing, because right, you are putting that numbing cream on, and you know that you sit down in that chair, you ain't feeling that needle for all those hours. But then, boom, it hits you, it wears off, your body's not used to it, it's just come out of nowhere, your mind's not right, you're thinking, oh my God, like, what have I done? And it is horrendous. Getting a tattoo when numbing cream has wore off is far more horrendous than getting the tattoo without numbing cream in the first place. So be wary of that. If you have short sessions, 2 hours, maybe, use numbing cream, you should be fine. But if you are in for a long session, be warned that it may not last as long as you think it's going to last. Now, like I said earlier, once your numbing creams wore off, you can go to the sprays like Bactines. You can't really go back and put more numbing cream on top of tattoos that you've started, but you can start using the sprays and they will help. And like I said, if you're lucky enough to ever experience Vaseline, you'll never want to get tattooed again without it. Artists, try to hold off as long as possible on your Vaseline or on your Bactines, because as soon as the customer experiences getting Bactine and getting Vaseline, you are unfortunately doing the entire session constantly using it, because as soon as that shit wears off, that client is going to be on at you for more. But that is numbing creams. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to turn on the bell. All notifications, community posts and videos, because you're a legend and you should do that. If you are wanting any added services that this channel does not provide, then you can go over to my Patreon, click a tier, you get some added extra benefits. But guys, I shall see you all in the next video. Peace out. Much love.